Oh, oh, no, I ain't seen nothing. I ain't seen nothing. Matter of fact, I'm blind in my left eye and 43% blind in my right eye. I don't see much of nothing. Matter of fact, I can't even see you, sir.
Sometimes I think we should just stick to what we know instead of constantly trying out new things. I don't know if you can see, but where the crack was, I tried to polish it and kind of take some of the dent out, and in the process I ended up scratching up the granite and dulling it out. Now granted, the grill will sit right here and then only this little piece will show, but you know, had it been the whole thing, it would have been a huge disaster, right? This is the final setup for gluing these two pieces together. The If this holds the way it is, once I apply the glue, it should come out as even as possible according to the level. There's no gap, there's no light coming through, so it's 98% flush. Um, and my goal is that I get it to where I don't have to touch it up with any kind of polishing or anything. I don't want to cause the same problem that I did with the other one. And in case if you wonder why my shirt looks so dirty, it's actually because I have to spray myself with a copious amount of off spray to get the mosquitoes from eating me alive. And remember, we already cleaned it with acetone. Don't have a lot of time. So the next morning, examining the glue that was applied, I I believe I'm confused because this one stuck on really well, but this one just came apart as soon as I moved it. I noticed this side has no glue. All the glue is on this side. So that tells me this side was cleaned properly. This side maybe still had grime on it from the fire. And also I've noticed when I touch this glue here, it's a little sticky on my finger, whereas this section is a little drier. So that tells me I probably didn't put enough of the hardener, and also that maybe I didn't mix the glue well. So I'm gonna try and clean it with acetone one more time. Probably use an electric brush and reapply the glue. We've come this far, and this time let it sit for a full 24 hours. When we tried moving the glued pieces back in place, once we got to this part, the epoxy gave out. Uh, it was three of us doing it. We really needed a fourth person, but our fourth person was missing in action, and so we didn't have a support on this side. The weight of it separated the pieces. Um, it doesn't really matter too much because at the end of the day, it's in the back of the grill in the corner. It's really not visible because that giant thing is sitting here. When we did a dry fit, we brought the grill, and the grill, as you see on the picture on this side, is sitting pretty close to the edge, whereas on the right side it's resting comfortably. But since this is granite and it's not about to pulverize or shatter or anything, the little hanger, it's okay. And that in part is because of this error that was done here with this part being half an inch too far out, which I can't really do anything about at this point. But I'm gonna make sure the granite gets glued in at this exact point. Now the next thing I'm working on is sanding this down some more, because I want this piece, when it sits here, to be completely flush with this piece. All right, let's see if it's gonna fit the way we want it. The tricky thing with sanding these down is gonna throw it out of kilt, but I think visually, if I can get this gap closed, and if it's a little bit wonky on this side, it won't be noticeable. But this is always gonna be noticeable, so we'll sand some more. Here's what's gonna happen here. I got this side down to where when I put this in, it will be flush. And the glue applied, it will grab it and it'll be done. Now if you notice, there's a little wobble down here where this stone is not resting on anything. So that needs to be corrected. So the way to correct this is use the shim. From here I can see how much difference I have. I have about this much low point on that part. So I'm gonna break off the shim. Now I'm gonna insert it down here. So now when I press down on this, the wobble is gone because I put equal amount of slant on this side with the shim. And once I glue it in, it will be nice and solid. My first inclination was to use epoxy to put down the stone, but when I look at it, no one has done that. Nobody uses epoxy glue to put down granite. Whenever you remove granite, there's always traces of this type of glue. So I went ahead and instead bought the strongest adhesive that comes in a tube, and it's for stone and works outdoors and so on and so forth. And I'm gonna put that one down and see if it holds it. It'll give it several days to cure completely with a heavy weight on top, and see how it goes. The granite is officially in place. Now this glue obviously is not like the epoxy glue. It doesn't stick that quick, and I'm hoping that it's going to cure within the next few days as we're out of town. I just have to put something here because now suddenly the weather looks like it wants to rain. I'll put one more of these boxes here to kind of block this crack here, the seam, and but it's flush, it's good. This part, once it's dried up, I'm gonna smooth it out. I probably put some more glue in this here in this area to cover the gap, and then when it's all done, I'm gonna sand it off and it should be nice and clean, and then the rest is gonna be with caulking. And on this side, I put more glue because this piece has been through a lot. But if you notice the line I traced right here, I stuck to that line, so we should have enough lip to support the grill. And so now the next phase is the sidewalls, and then I think we're pretty much done.
But I want it now!